Go.
Welcome, Otillo North America Racers. My name is Lars Finanger. I am the U.S. Race Series Director. I'm joined by Aaron Pallion, who's in Michigan. He's riding high because his Lions won over the weekend, and his Detroit Tigers made the playoffs. So by the skin of their teeth. So
How'd the Vikings and the Twins do?
no playoffs and lost last night. So thank you very much. But guys, we are all winners because we get Otillo in Colorado starting this Sunday. It's our first Otillo event in the state of Colorado, which we're pretty thrilled about. I lived there once upon a time, and I know how beautiful it is. Aaron's done a bunch of racing in Leadville area, and so he's familiar with Colorado as well. And my brother lives in Fort Collins and knows the Horsetooth Reservoir very well and the Lower State Park trails very well, and has been trying to get us for years to put a race on there, which is why we're now coming to you this weekend. So what we're going to do today is we are going to go over the course. We're going to go over the racer logistics and things like parking, timeline, just expectations that go along with that. And so I'm just going to provide a quick overview for those of you who have never done Otillo before, who have never done swim run before. And then we're going to pass it off to Aaron. But first things first, what does Otillo mean and how do you say it? Well, how do you say it? I have no clue. I say it Otillo. There are others who say it how the Swedes say it, which is like Atia. There are some, like my former partner out of Maine said it, ÖTILLÖ. However you say it, we're glad you found us. Swim run's an awesome sport. It's been in North America now for 10 years. The Swedes started it over in Europe 20 years ago. And so they've got a little bit of a head start on us, but we are quickly catching up on them. And so basically swim run started as teams of two, moving through different swim passages and run passages together. It's not a traditional relay where tag, now you go, tag, I go. It's you do it together as a team. We have since in recent years added a solo category to allow individuals to come and race as well. But Otillo and swim run in its original format was a team sport. And yeah, basically whatever you start the race with, you have to finish the race with. So that's why sometimes usually you see the normal equipment package includes swimming paddles, a wetsuit that you wear in both the swim and the run, swim and run in lightweight trail shoes, but then a swim paddles and a pull buoy. That's typically the race package that most people wear. In the early days, they added different other types of flotation devices and equipment like fins, but you would have to run with that as well. So that's why most people just go with the equipment package that you see now. We are going to have 3 different distances for this race. We're going to have the experience, which is really for newcomers to try and test out the race format for the first time. We've got sprint distance, which is the medium distance. Sprint is the wrong way to put it. It is anything but a sprint, but it is about half the distance of our World Series, which is our long course. And the World Series, for this one especially, is a very formidable race. It's going to be an epic challenge for that course with those 2 big mountain climbs and a lot of swimming. But we're going to dive into the race program. We're not going to wait too long. Our youngest athlete on the day is going to be a 14-year-old, and then we also have a 19-year-old. And then we have 9 racers who are over 60 years old, the oldest being 72. So huge range in racers there. And Colorado is leading the way for the number of athletes joining us on the starting line with over 70. And California is next with about a quarter of that number, 25 are signed up. And then Texas is the 3rd state that most people are coming from. We've got a dozen coming in from Texas, with lots of others from being represented. And then we've got an international crowd as well. Most are from America, but we do have 2 coming over from the UK, one from Canada, and we have a Swede. So that's awesome. But Aaron, with that said, let's toss it over to you and let's talk a little bit about kind of the race weekend logistics.
All right. Thanks, Lars. Appreciate it. Let me share my screen with you guys real quick.
Hey, and can you also, first of all, share everyone with everyone what your very ambitious dog who's bouncing all over the background's name is?
His name's Hero. He's a 5-year-old Vizsla. And if my face went weird, it's because as he was chasing things on the wall that didn't exist, he farted too.
Oh, nice. Energy in spades. He's got energy.
Oh, God. Okay. So, um, all right, guys, I'm sharing the website. This is the homepage of the website. And, I'm sure you know this. You registered for the race. There are a few people that somehow find this race only on Run Sign Up and sign up without ever looking at it. So make sure you go to the website. We moved Colorado up to the top, so you can just click on that. Um, so be aware that we do have a little bit of information, including the course map of each distance on these separate pages up here under race details. We're going to skip over that for now. We'll come back to that later. This is the main page that contains a majority of information. If you scroll down, there's an accordion down here. I'm not going to go over every single thing on it. I'm really just talking about packet pickup and maybe the schedule and things like that. But so let's see. We did get some questions about course cutoffs. The finish line we adjusted by an hour. We added an hour to that. So as you can see, that's now 3 o'clock. Right here under important addresses, start finish line, same area. When we started this race, we had shuttles involved and all that kind of stuff. We've simplified that. None of that's involved now. There's just one location, common start finish line at Soldier Canyon Event Facility. So the address is there. Packet pickup is at Runner's Roost. So the address for that is there. That's the day before. We'll get into the specifics of that in a second. This race briefing will be under here. Mandatory gear we'll go over just before Lars does the course. So let's talk about packet pickup. The day before the race on Saturday it's at Runner's Roost with the address there. It goes from 1 to 4 o'clock. We used to divide it up. Certain distances come at certain times. Doesn't matter. We've become much more efficient at it now. We pre-stuff the packets, so it's a lot easier for you guys. There are no stations. You show up, you have a red bag if you're World Series, orange if you're Sprint, purple if you're Experience. All of the items you'll need for your race are in there. So if you're on a team, all of your stuff, whatever doubles, 2 shirts, 2 bibs, that kind of stuff, that's all in the same bag as well. You don't get separate bags. There should be labels on the front of the bag or at least written on there. We'll look you up by your number. When you get to packet pickup, make sure you bring the QR code that I email you in the next day or so. If you don't have that, we can look you up by last name. It just makes it quicker. You do have to pick up your packet the day before. If you can't make it and you need to do a race morning, that's not hard. We can do that for you, but you do need to log into your race account and run sign up and fix that. Same goes for if you want to add a wetsuit. We do have wetsuits left, I believe, in every gender and every size, some more than others, but I looked this morning and they were available. So how you do that and how you add race morning packet pickup both cost money. You log into your run sign up account. If you registered for the race, you have to have an account. So log in, click manage event for this event specifically or manage registration. Once you do that, the top menu, the menu bar up at the top will change. Might have a subhead, however yours looks, but it will have something that says add-ons. Click there. It'll take you to the add-on screen. Add that race morning packet pickup, add the wetsuit if it's available. If the wetsuit size you need is not available, then we don't have it. And unfortunately, we don't have a lead on any additional suits. So that's how you add it. You just put it in cart and pay, and you're good to go there. If someone else picks up your packet for you, that's okay. We are USAT sanctioned, USA Triathlon. That is our insurance, but they changed the rules so others can pick up your packet for you. You just need to give them permission to do so. We do need the QR code still, especially if someone else is picking it up. If they could take a picture or have something that shows you an ID, government issued photo ID of yours just to prove it, then that's great. Teammate can pick up for another teammate. We really don't care. We just want everyone to get their packet. Let me just scroll down here. I think I've talked about most of this. You will get, it's something similar to this. I believe the color is white and men are white and I don't remember the color for the females this time, guys. So that'll be a surprise for you guys. But they're kind of these UV sunblocker shirts. People have liked them this year. So you'll get one of those in your packet. We will sell additional ones that like this that are extras. You'll get a swim cap, those you keep. The apparel item, obviously, you keep. Your collapsible cup, because this is a cupless race. We used to include it in the bags, but we found it was people were wasting them because they had so many. So we will have those available. If you want a collapsible cup, if you don't have a flask already, which we also have for sale, some way of carrying liquid or getting it at the water stop, then you could take that collapsible cup. It's yours. If you don't need it, please don't take it. That's fine too. You're going to get number bib on here is not a number bib like in running where it's just a little square. It's an actual like singlet, like a jersey. Teams have matching numbers. Solo have their own numbers. There's different. So there's red for World Series. Same with the swim cap. They match. Orange for sprint. Purple for experience. And there's colored stripes across them that mean different things. Let us know if you're a male team, a female team, mixed team, solo, that kind of thing. You don't really have to memorize that. Don't worry about it. That's more for us. Remember, the number on you is purely cosmetic. It's an identification thing. So that will be linked to your timing chip. Your timing chip will not match, the number on that will not match your bib. So when you pick up your bag, we will have already linked your timing chip in the bag to your bib in our records. If anything changes at packet pickup, we can write that down and we can change some stuff for you. I would prefer if you're listening to this and you need to make a change that you tell me ahead of time via email. It's a lot easier to do that, but we can do it on site if you absolutely need to do it. We should be able to swap out some colors if you're changing events or whatever as well, but please limit that if you can help it. The timing chip, each of you will get one. When I say that, each solo athlete gets a timing chip and ankle strap, and then each team gets one. We don't care who wears it as long as you guys stay together. There's a bunch of other reasons to stay together, but for timing, if you cross that finish line and you're crossing and your teammate is nowhere in sight at all, then that's an issue because you went way ahead and left them behind. Make sure you cross with whoever has the timing chip, but either of you can wear it. Rest tubes. Rest tubes are auto inflating. Lars has one right there. Everyone in the solo race will get one. They're a free rental. They're included. You didn't have to select it in registration. We do need those back. You pull the ripcord there. It's got a whistle on it as well. And if you pull that, it inflates a buoy. If you do that purposefully and you need help, it is a DQ. But keep in mind, guys, if you're pulling that, then we're going to rescue you. We're going to attempt to rescue you. We're going to know that you're in trouble out there. And a DQ should be the furthest thing from anyone's mind. So don't pull that unless you absolutely need it. If it's an emergency, that way we know it's a big yellow buoy and you can hold on to it. You are permitted if you have your own tow behind, like pill shaped or football, always inflated buoys. We used to have those instead. If you have those, you can use those in place of the rest tube. Tell me you have that. You can show me at packet pickup, and I'll let you use that instead of our rest tube. That's fine. The rest tube is snug around your waist. You won't even know it's there once you start running with it. I thought it was going to be a big deal. It's no big deal at all. As far as a team, you do not have a rest tube. We do not give you one. You guys are there to support each other. If you separate during the swim or whatever and have a hard time staying together, that's why you have a tether. We're not forcing you to wear the tether at this time, but you do have to carry it with you. And so if you have that and you separate on the swim, hook yourself up. That way you know you're safe. That way you know you're together. Lars is showing one right there. The low tide boys, if you search them on YouTube, also Speedy Lizard, Marcus Barton, they all have numerous things on how to create those tethers, how to create lassos, bungee lassos to keep your pull buoy around your waist, various tips and tricks to carry the equipment on you that you want to carry. So go ahead and search those things out if you need to. All right. That's it for packet pickup. You're going to get everything you need in the bag. You should be good to go. We'll have a few items for sale, some various t-shirts if you want to purchase something there as well. And so you're all ready for the next morning. If you choose race morning pickup, oh, I forgot to mention wetsuits. If you rent a wetsuit, we'll know that when you pick your packet up, and we'll be able to give that to you in addition. Be sure if you remind us if we don't say anything and you know you rented one. And then those of you on race morning, we will have something under the, I'm going to call it like gazebo or pavilion near there where we have our post race. Probably be just some containers or it'll be out on a table and you'll see the bags. You can walk up and claim your bag. Your name will be on it. Just look for it. And if you rented a wetsuit, those should be there too, maybe under your bag or inside the bag, and you're all set. You're good to go. So that entails all of packet pickup. At the finish, we need your bibs back. We get questions all the time. It's my first one. I'd really like to keep the bib. You can keep the bib if you absolutely want to keep it as a memento, that's fine. But otherwise, we need those back from everybody. There'll be buckets at the finish line. You can take them off, sweaty, wet, nasty, put them in the bucket. We don't care. We wash them and take care of them for you. The rest tubes for solo, we need those back. We need your timing chips and the ankle straps back. And then wetsuits. If you rent a wetsuit from us, we need that back. If you do rent a wetsuit, please empty the back pocket, empty anything else you have out of it, and then put it in there for us. Again, we'll wash all this stuff for you. You don't have to worry about any of it. So that is it for packet pickup. Let me go over travel to the race site. Let's see. Let me just make sure there's nothing else. We do need volunteers still. We can always use more. Sarah Monk, is she the owner or manager of Runner's Roost, Lars?
I know she's an employee there and maybe a
Okay.
manager.
Okay, I didn't know her capacity there, but she's been great. We've partnered with her to help us get volunteers, and she's done incredible. We have a lot of them, but we can always use more. So if you know anyone, family members, if you're local, know anyone, volunteer sign up still open. Um, the rest of this, Lars is going to talk about, except for parking. So to get to the race site right here, again, Soldier Canyon address is there. Put it in your phone. Once you're on site, restrooms, there's a handful of permanent facilities located around the course. There's some at the start finish line area. For bag drop, dry clothes, bag drop, change of clothes, whatever you want to call it. In the morning, we'll have an area designated. You can do that. It's probably just general bag drop around the area, but we'll let you know. I would not leave anything of value in there. We've never in years and years had any issue that I know of anyone stealing anything or getting lost. However, we do not check those in and out. We do not look after them in any way. So just make sure we're telling you nothing of value, nothing important. Maybe use a bag that's easily identifiable that maybe no one else has, or mark it in a way so that no one mistakes your bag for theirs. That's where at the start finish, you'll have post race food and drink. You do get a medal from us when you come across the line. We have gold, silver, bronze medals as well that JR and Trista will be giving out during this race. JR will be the finish line photographer as well, so make sure you get a picture with him. And that is it for that. As far as parking goes, and this is a bit more complicated, when you come in for parking, we are absorbing the cost. It's $10 usually per vehicle to enter the park. We're absorbing that cost from, they open at 5 a.m. From 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., Lars's brother Andrew will be greeting you guys at the entry, along with probably a park ranger. If you are an athlete vehicle, we urge everyone to carpool. Parking is somewhat limited, but we should be fine. We urge everyone, including spectators, everything, to carpool. Athlete vehicles and volunteer vehicles will be taken care of. You will not have to pay a park entry. Will be taken care of from 7 a.m. or 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. Anyone after 7 a.m. that's athlete you'll have to fend for yourselves. We do start at 8, so there's a possibility if you show up late in that hour, you'll have to pay. All you have to do is show your bib. That's it. Or someone in the car. If you have a car full of spectators, but there's an athlete in there, that counts. It's an athlete vehicle. So the more you carpool, the better. Show your bib. That's how you get in. Volunteers, you can just show us an email or something, give us your name, whatever it is, we'll let you in there. Spectators that aren't part of the athlete crew, you're not a volunteer, you're just a spectator, which we love you having you out there. You will have to pay the $10, whether that's 5 a.m., whether it's 10 a.m., it's or $10. I'm sorry. You will have to pay that $10 at the gate. Okay. So that is parking. When you come in, though, after you get in, right by the start finish, there's two parking lots. One slightly larger than the other. We will have someone parking both of those parking lots. When they're full, we'll block them off with cones. When those fill up, there's 100 spots total. When those fill up, we'll direct whoever else is coming in to go down about a half mile, and there's overflow parking. So if that is you, you are allowed to drop people off right there, so you don't have to run or walk all the way back, but your vehicle will have to go in the overflow a half mile away. Okay. And we don't know when that'll fill. That may fill before 7 o'clock. It may not fill at all. Who knows? But just be aware that that's how it's going to work.
Hey, Aaron, the only, let me just interject and say the only If you're a spectator, the only way to kind of go around that parking fee is if you are a Keep Colorado Wild license holder. And if you have one of those passes, then your entrance is free.
All right. Anything you wanted to add besides the course? We're going to talk about course, water stops, things like that, but anything else besides that?
No, you hit it on the head. You just said you did say that there would be some kind of like flashing light or strobe.
Oh,
Uh,
no. Yeah, so we'll try and guide you around the race, the post-race area parking. We have a whole bunch of red like parking wands you'd see maybe traffic control use. We also have some white headlamp strobes. So we'll put those at the parking lots along with whoever's directing those parking lots. And then we may put one like at post-race too and things like that. So kind of look for those that morning, and that should help you kind of find your way of where you're going. And then also, Andrew had me update this, guys. If you want a general idea of where you're going beyond putting in the address and letting your phone guide you, there's just a brief description here from the airport to Fort Collins and then Fort Collins to Laurie State Park. So,
and
all
just
right.
to clarify, Aaron, for Horsetooth goes north to south, and the entire race headquarters is at the northernmost end. So there will be nothing except for a World Series turnaround at the southern end. Everything with our race headquarters is up north.
And before he gets started on that, guys, Team Envol does have a race prep shakeout clinic that's from noon to 1 o'clock on Saturday. If you click the link here, and this same link is in all race distance pages when you click on the race details. So if you click this, it'll take you to the Facebook invite for that. So sign up for that if you want to do it. It's a good way, especially if you're new, to kind of get some tips and tricks and get in the water and do some running. Packet pickup, as I said, is from on Saturday from 1 to 4. And the schedule of events on Sunday, like I said, the park opens at 5. We stop paying for parking at 7. I have to change this. Sorry, I just noticed this is a bit off here. But as far as when parking opens, but it's 7:50. We're going to do anthem and announcements. And then at 8 o'clock, all the races start under the inflatable at Soldier Canyon event facility there. And then at 3, all races end and the finish line closes. So, Lars, take it away on the course. I'll enlarge.
Yeah, great. So a couple of things that I forgot to mention. So yeah, two people in particular have really helped to make this race happen this year. One is Andrew Finanger. He's my brother. He's a local in Fort Collins. He helped us design and create this course. He does a ton of hiking and stand-up paddleboarding in Horsetooth, and really just helped us design and conceptualize and steer this one home for us. So he is our local race director. And then Sarah Monk, who Aaron mentioned, has been invaluable for us. She's also a swim runner. She's done a bunch of our Otillo events, and she is local as well. She works a bunch of swimming events and triathlon events around town. I think she's also a master swim coach. So she was huge in getting us local volunteers to be out there on the water and at different stops. So yeah, we're very appreciative of both Sarah and Andrew and all of their help. So first and foremost, while we talk about the course, the biggest thing to keep in mind here is we're at altitude. So we are at about 5,500 feet at starting elevation. You are going to want to keep that in mind. The biggest thing, if you're coming from out of town, is it is very dry in Colorado. You're going to want to hydrate very well in the days leading up to the race. And you're going to want to keep that in mind and hydrate, obviously, well during the race as well. It's going to be very, very dry. And so make sure that you are taking our electrolytes that are out there on the course. And then weather conditions, it was pretty cute. We had some people ask, what are you going to do if snow kind of comes into the course this year? The weather forecast is looking amazing, and it's looking like it's going to creep up into the low 70s throughout the day. Locals are reporting that the water temperatures are currently in the mid high 60s. With overnight lows being in the low 50s, high 40s, that may come down into the low 60s throughout. By the time Sunday rolls around. But bottom line is these are fantastic swim run conditions. The only thing that we could imagine that would make it a little bit better would be if there's cloud cover and it's a little overcast out there. But this is really fantastic weather. So for an October race in Colorado, we're pretty pumped up about that. So yeah, let's go over the course. We're going to generally talk about the World Series course, and then we are going to make kind of additions and quibs about the sprint and the experience as we go. But as Aaron said, all the start finish headquarters is out of the Soldier Canyon area. The first run starting at 8 o'clock. My father, Mark Fenonger's on the race announcements and the microphone. He is going to start the race for us after the national anthem. It is going to be a fairly short run to our first swim. And so what that means is it's going to be pretty congested getting into the first swim. There's not going to be too much of a chance for separation. So get ready to, look for an opportunity to spread yourselves out as much as possible. Also, I would get a good warm up in before the race starts, because I think it's going to be a pretty hot pace out of the gates in an attempt, to create some separation there going into that first swim. Generally, one thing to notice here is, and a lot of people have been asking, wow, you're a very swim heavy course. The percentages of swimming is really high. This is fall in a reservoir. The water line is receded quite a bit from what the normal water levels are. So actually it's a fair amount less swimming than what is advertised on the race distances. What that means is in each of these coves, you're actually going to be running quite a bit into the coves before the swim start. So whatever the sheer distance totals are for the swimming, there's going to probably be hundreds of meters less for each of those swim legs. And then we're going to talk about one swim in particular at the last swim of the day, which is even going to lop more distance off that swim. So keep that in mind. There is far less swimming than is advertised on the race distances. So we're going to do that first swim leg. This is all distances together. The race continues. So these are coves again. You're going to be swimming around rock formations. As you see into the coves, what you're going to look for is big 10-foot teardrop flags. They're going to be orange 10-foot teardrop flags. They're going to say either the word Otillo on them, or Vivo, Barefoot, or ARC, one of our sponsors. But you're going to look for those orange flags. That's where we are trying to direct you to exit the water. So let's see, we've got that longer swim there, Aaron, that you are on to. Okay, this is going to be the point that marks where the sprint distance and the World Series break off from one another. Aaron, can you scroll down a little bit further there? Okay, so we're going to just keep following the World Series there. World Series is going to continue to go further down. Anytime you see the squiggly lines, that means that you're going to be facing some elevation, whether those are switchbacks. The footing on these trails is pretty good. You're not going to have any pure scrambles of any sort. It's all single track trail, and so the footing is really good on all of those. Let's see, as we keep going down further, Aaron, let's just go all the way down to the marina at the southernmost end. Yep, so this marina is going to be the far point of the course for the World Series distance. That is just going to be, you're going to go around some boat docks that are out there. Most of the boats are probably off the water at this point, and so it should be pretty sparse with boats, but we're going to go around the dock there and exit the water. Make sure that you hit that aid station, World Series racers. And by hit that aid station, take something in both your collapsible cup when you're there, but also absolutely 100%, if you have a flask, fill up your flask. Grab an extra gel or two. At each of the aid stations, we have this precision hydration gels, which have 30 grams of carbs. And then the hydration is precision hydration, the 1000 strength. So you'll want to make sure that you have at least one, but heck, you could even take 2 of these flasks with you, because that next run is going to be a mammoth. It is, there are a lot of squiggly lines, as you can see. It goes up towards the iconic Horsetooth rock formation. A lot of switchbacks. You're going to be exposed. Thank you,
Are you
Aaron.
talking all the way up here now?
Yep,
Oh, okay.
exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
So you're going to be going up those switchbacks. You're going to actually be going behind behind a mountain ridge there. And then as you crest the top, you'll have a gorgeous view of Horsetooth Mountain. And as you come back down, start to go down the descent, that is going to be some steep trails. You're going to really be able to open it up quite a bit, gain a lot of speed, but just make sure after going up for all that time that you've got your legs with you and that you remain in control. So once you've made it to the descent of that mountain, that's where kind of the sprint and the World Series courses link up with one another again. So sprint, you would not have done those last 2 swims, and you would not have done that big Horsetooth Mountain climb. You are running in more like the valley trails. So there will be a couple of rollers and a couple of inclines, but for the most part, that is the valley. It's going to be some quicker running. So as we make our way back, you'll notice that we actually do one of the first swim that we did in the race. You're going to be doing it in the reverse direction.
Lars, can I ask you something real quick? This purple line, this is the sprint, right?
Yep, that's the
When they
sprint.
came down like this in the first place, they loop back like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So you'll want to, what we'll do is we'll have a coroplast sign. It looks like a yard sign, and it will have the word sprint on it, and it'll have a directional arrow pointing to where you're going to go. And then there'll be a sign that says World Series, and it'll have a directional arrow pointing where you're supposed to go. For the experience, it's going to be the same thing for you. When we want you to turn earlier in the race, there's going to be a sign that says experience with the way that you should go. Every other time you see, every time that all 3 courses are together, there will be signs with directional arrows pointing you the direction that you go, but it's not going to say experience, sprint, or World Series. It's only where the courses have deviated and we need you following a specific course. That's when you follow your course. And then the intermediate signs that you're going to see for our course signage are these shin high neon orange pin flags. And so you'll see those every between 50 meters and a couple 100 meters. And those are just indicators letting you know that you're moving in the right direction of the course. If it's been a while since you've seen one of those pin flags, then you need to probably go back to the last time that you saw one, because it likely means that you're on the wrong trail. One thing, we call it heads up racing. So this is not the same as triathlon, where we have volunteers on every single corner telling you, hey, turn left here, turn right here. It's heads up racing, which means that you need to find out the course direction and which way you're going. So whether that's you and your teammate together, or whether that's you helping out other solo racers who are out there, you need to keep your wits about you, have your heads up on the trail, and make sure that you're moving on the right course that we've laid out. So now that the sprint and the World Series are together, you do have one more aid station, I believe, right in it's called the El Tuck picnic area. You're going to have that aid station before you hit the big climb, the second big climb, which doesn't go up Arthur's Rock, but it goes up a trail that's parallel, which is called Welch Gulch. So that's a beast, ladies and gentlemen. You are
That's
going to
this
want
right here, right?
well, you go down that section, but yeah, you go up the direction that you're moving right there, and then you're going to go down. The down is actually steeper with more switchbacks. But again, once you hit that aid station, you're going to be isolated for quite a while on the mountain. Make sure you've filled up your flasks. make sure you take an extra gel or two. And again, these are the gels that we have. If you have a kangaroo pouch, which is a nifty kind of an inside shirt that ARC makes, or some other kind of design shirt, make sure that you've packed food that you need, food or gels that you might need throughout the course with you. But that will be an exposed area where we're not going to have any hydration or food once you're up on that climb. So you've screamed down that climb. You actually go past the finishing area. Sorry, you've got a little bit more. And you come to the North Satanka Cove area. And so this area, Aaron, don't go all the way out there because we are going to abridge that swim.
Okay.
You're going to go on this swim just about 100 yards into the swim. And then you're going to go across the spit of just that slight spit of island right there. Yep, right there. There's a cool little single track. You're going to go across that spit of island and then towards the finish of that cove. So as you can see, you're going to lop off probably about 500 to 700 yards of swimming there. You're not going to go around that rock formation on the outside. That's what we wanted to do all along. We just needed to make sure that with the water levels changing, that there was going to be, we needed to make sure that we were going to have the terrain to do that. So go across that little single track, get back in the water, get to the finish line of that cove, and then it's basically just going to be a straight run right up to the finish line. You'll be welcomed across. JR will be there at the finish. My dad will be on the mic, and my mom Lois is going to be the chef cook for this race, so she's going to have a food spread there for you. And we have Foundry's mobile wood fire sauna, who's going to be there with the sauna as well. So you've got all those things to enjoy. You'll get your medal at the finish line. If you are a podium winner, JR will get you the appropriate medal that you've earned. If you're a winner, you're going to have champagne there. And if you're renting a wetsuit, you got to make sure that you you don't have to discard it right there, but eventually get it back to us. Your rest tube goes there. Your timing chip goes there. We will have volunteers who will help get those things from you. But then you can go enjoy the post-race meal, the sauna, and you've earned all of that, because this is a beast of a race course, and it's definitely not something that you should take lightly. Those two mountain climbs are very, very formidable. So make sure that you've paced it appropriately, and you've earned that finish line. So congratulations.
Something you didn't say, but I think kind of goes without saying, is don't leave any trash out there, guys, especially they're already said they're monitoring all that. You guys are great. You usually don't, but just keep an extra eye on that. Even if you see trash out there and you can pick it up real quick and you didn't do it, please do, because that helps the race for sure.
Yeah, you're right, Aaron. We are being graded by closer than usual, I would say, by the state parks and the permitters on this. So we do want to have this race again in the future. Please help us do that by even greeting other people who are hiking around the park or cycling. It is a mountain biking, popular mountain biking trail. Greet them with a smile. Be friendly to people. So all those things will help us to be able to put this race on again in the future, and we definitely want to be able to do that.
And Lars, the trails are open, right? That we're on, and they're open to mountain bikes as well, right? So they got to look out.
Yeah, they are open to mountain bikers. Mountain bikers are usually aware, because some of them are also open to horses, and so mountain bikers are usually aware of kind of the priority of yielding to runners and horses as well. So the only other cool thing that we have going, so every race starts at 8 o'clock. We do, because it was such a popular thing at Orcas with Eric Lagerstrom doing our charity chaser. We have another charity chaser who's starting at 8:15, so 15 minutes behind all of you guys. His name is Tyler Butterfield. He's a two-time Olympic triathlete from Bermuda who lives actually in Boulder, right outside of Boulder, Colorado. Tyler's an awesome dude. He has kind of done all multi-sport events over the years, umpteen Konas. He's a top 10 finisher. Just a great ambassador to multi-sport as well. So floated the idea by him, and he instantly said, sign me up. I'm ready to do it. So he did say that he, as a Bermudan, is perpetually late. So he might actually be there later than 15 minutes. But it'll be fun. Give him some kudos as he likely goes flying by at some point. He said he hasn't been swimming much, but I have a feeling he's still going to be quite fast. So, but guys, thank you from wherever you traveled in from to make this race possible. We couldn't put these events on without you. So thank you very much for joining Otillo. If you have a great time, which we know you will, just make sure to go back to wherever you're from and to tell others in your training group or your network about swim run, and to join you next time. So it's definitely that word of mouth helps to grow the sport. So thank you for that.
All right. Anything else?
No, I think that's it. I think we will look forward to seeing everyone on Saturday, and looking forward to a great weekend.
All right. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks.
Thank you.